He'd come out of like the R&B scene in London, the Marquee Club and all that, and then he went for the strumming thing, and Space Oddity came out of that. Memories of a Free Festival, very much the going along with the Donovans and the UK Acoustic Brigade. He didn't quite fit into that either, and then he became Ziggy Stardust, and that was obviously the turning point. And he did that in Aylesbury. He played a gig in September 1971. He started the gig as a folkie. He was sitting on a stool with Mick Ronson and played two songs by a singer called Biff Rose, which were pleasant acoustic strumming, slow songs. And halfway through he brought the band on. He brought on Trevor Bolder and Woody Woodmansey. They weren't called the Spiders yet, and he started doing stuff like Queen Bitch, and he did a couple of Velvet Underground covers. He'd just been to New York. I think that was very important. He'd been hanging around with the Andy Warhol crowd. It was the same bunch who played at the Roundhouse in '71 with the Pork production, which was outrageous. I mean, it was Wayne County, Cherry Vanilla, Lee Childers, all that crowd who get greatly distressed when they see Bowie claiming to have thought these things up, because he took a lot of what became the Ziggy image from that. The cross-dressing and the sexuality, the doubtful sexuality, the mystery, the ability to shock came from the Warhol crowd that he was hanging around it with. And then he went to New York and he met Lou Reed, and that had a profound effect on him too. And so he's doing this gig in Aylesbury. He's been playing his folk songs. They've been going down okay. He brings on the future Spiders, and the Rockers are going down a storm. You know, the crowd, traditionally, crowds would sit cross-legged on the floor in those days, and by the end of the set they were up on their feet, and he did Around and Around, which at that time was going to be the title of the album that became Ziggy Stardust. It was the old Chuck Berry song, and the crowd were going bananas. And afterwards in the dressing room, he said, "I'm going to come back and play here again. This was great, but I'm going to be totally different. I'm going to be a huge star." And that kind of put the seal on it. He did come back, true to his word. And he did his first gig as Ziggy Stardust in Aylesbury in January '72. And that was the first time the world had seen the Carrot Top and the spangly jumpsuits and the Spiders decked out in this sort of shiny spacesuits. And he said, "See, I told you I was going to be different," and he never looked back.